split screen local multiplayer is what I was most thrilled about because honestly, the Wii did not have a decent split screen local multiplayer first person shooter. That's a big mouthful. For the Wii. So anytime people were coming over watching me play my games like Conduit or Call of Duty, they would never be able to join in and play with me because they were all either online only multiplayer or the such. And so we'd end up having to play like the N64 or something. Nothing wrong with that. There are some out there. The original Red Steel had split screen multiplayer, sucked. I guess Quantum of Solace, which was another Bond game, had split screen multiplayer, but that game sucked as well. So there's probably other ones too, but this one is probably the best bet you're going to get, especially if you want to have some friends over. Has a bunch of classic modes from paintball and melee only. These modes are just in split screen. You can't transfer them over to online. The levels are all pretty well designed, I think, for the multiplayer levels, don't you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Bit dark at times. On split screen, they're a little bit smaller because they block off certain parts of the level, but they're still a bit big for the most part. But I'd have to say it's the best local multiplayer that you're going to find on the Wii, at least. And I know I do a lot more of that than you do, and you're more of an online multiplayer. So did you enjoy the split screen multiplayer? Did you find it problematic compared to what you're used to?
I found it fun. I definitely like the paintball feature.
Yeah, and it doesn't add anything but just the visual effect, but it's just kind of fun. I always leave on paintball mode no matter what I'm doing. I don't know why. There are some other modes as well in there, like move your feet modifier, where you have to keep moving or else you explode. Something called Singularity, where I think if you run into another person, you'll explode. Lots of explosions. I don't know why. I guess it just has to do with that. Like I said, move your feet, the no camping one. But it is great fun. It's the only real things, there are a few cons I'd have to say, is you have to choose your loadout at the beginning of the match. You don't pick up the weapons as you play. Now, people who are used to the classic first-person shooters are used to running around the map, picking up your guns as you go. This could either be a pro or con. I would have liked them to, now, you choose your loadout at the beginning when you choose your character, which has all the old classic Bond villains and everyone in single player. There's tons of stuff. And the loadout has different perks to it, which in this case they're called gadgets and the such. And so it's a bit problematic at times, I felt. I wish they could have streamlined that better. I wish they would have had a classic mode. I personally missed that. I don't know. Do you like the idea of running around picking up your weapons? You like having everything?
Miss that. I played on every other game I've played, first-person shooter-wise, pick up gadgets.
Yeah.
Or pick up weapons.
So I think people are going to miss that. And people who are used to Call of Duty and the such aren't going to miss it. People who are used to games like Halo and Unreal Tournament, they're going to miss it. So that's mostly depends on who you are. There's no team modes in split-screen multiplayer, which I think is kind of, it would just be two-player two. This is something personal. I kind of like the idea of having, two-player teams going at each other. There is no team modes, so that kind of upset me as well. Fine with just the deathmatch only kind of thing, or doesn't matter.
It might be interesting to be able to 2-on-2.
Again, just being a picky old first-person shooter fan. Doesn't have the same modes as online multiplayer, which is kind of disappointing in some respects, but it's kind of understandable. I'll get more to that later. But split-screen multiplayer is great. Not gonna completely replace what the original Goldeneye did. You're not gonna have people bashing down your doors to come play multiplayer like they used to on the N64, but still definitely worth whipping out and playing. That sounds really dirty. When your friends are over. Moving on to online multiplayer. This is definitely probably the most Call of Duty inspired I've seen it. You level up just like in Call of Duty. You get perks called gadgets, custom loadouts that you can do yourself. There's new modes and the such. And this was quite as hardcore as Call of Duty, so it's actually accessible to people. Where there's a lot of people who jump into Call of Duty and just get their ass kicked constantly, And with at least Goldeneye, you're going to have some of those matches, but it's more accessible to noobs, I suppose. What was your favorite aspects of online? You've probably played a lot more than me, even though I've had the game longer. But
we played it about the same.
Yeah, about the same. Yeah.
And I just like how how much fun it is. I rarely get frustrated with it, unlike Call of Duty, where I'd probably be swearing game.
Yeah. You also play Combat Arms as
Combat
well.
Arms, yep.
That one's a free one, but
Well, I like the no call me a hacker on this, or noob or chammer or whatever.
there is no voice chat on this, so people will be kind of disappointed with that. I think I'm fine with it because honestly, I don't want 12-year-olds swearing at me in ways I've never heard before. Or different languages that I've never heard before. So I'm quite fine with that. There are a couple of new modes that would probably help with voice chat that need some team stuff. The new modes, there's a Goldeneye mode, there's Black Box mode, I'll explain that. Golden Gun mode, which you can also play in single or split screen multiplayer. Goldeneye mode is probably one of the more unique ones. Where in that kind of match, you have to your team has to control terminals. And in order to control the Goldeneye satellite, which is hovering above both the bad guy and the good guy's bases. So there's about, 6 terminals, is it, that you have to a map? I think it's 6 terminals a map. Could be wrong. I don't care.
5 or 6.
5 or
I
6.
want to say 5.
And you have to use your smartphone in order to hack. So, and it takes time to do it, and you get points for it and such. And it's quite fun, and it's very team-orientated. Black Box mode is kind of a weird reverse capture the flag thing. One team has a black box. The longer they hang on to it, the more data they download, yeah. And the other team is trying to destroy the box. So it's kind of like capture the flag, only instead of capturing the other opponent's flag, you're supposed to destroy it while the other one's trying to hang on to it. That's pretty fun too. And then Golden Gun, the person with the golden gun gets one-shot kills and more points for kills. You have conflict, team conflict, and a couple other ones. There's a ton of different options. You're bound to find one mode that you like the most. Hero mode's kind of fun, kind of helps you level up a little faster. Each team has a hero, which does more damage, has better guns, etc., etc. And they're all worth trying out. I didn't experience much lag, have you?
I have very little lag. It makes me very happy.
Especially Wii kind of runs into that problem, and I haven't run into it that much. I think it always depends on the server or whatever, but I haven't ran into too many problems. What about the maps? Do you enjoy the maps? Majority find yourself kind of swaying towards certain ones.
Oh, I do sway towards certain ones, Outpost.
Yeah, you're a sniper. Yeah.
Yes.
There are some maps that are more prone to sniping and some that are more prone for close quarters. That one thing I didn't like is there isn't one particular map that's suitable for close quarters. You know how Call of Duty every now and then has those maps where it's just extreme close quarters, everyone's running around with shotguns, there's this massed area.
Shipment, yes.
Yeah. They don't really have that one, and it disappoints me because I'm a shotgun fiend. I love my shotgun, and I don't get to use it as much because the way you select your levels is they pick 2 random levels and you vote on it before each one. You don't always get the level you want, but so I like the majority of the levels. I think it's just basically what kind of a first-person shooter guy you are, what kind of levels you're going to like. The kind of multiplayer cons, problematic respawn at times. I did find, depending on the match, you will spawn very close to the enemy, and you do not have like a respawn shield like in some games. Once you respawn, you are vulnerable, and so that kind of tends to be a problem. I ran into this a little bit. You ran into this a lot more. You had a match the other day, and I'll let you explain it. A glitchy Goldeneye mode, which what happened to you yesterday?
Well, I was having a very good game. I was capturing a lot of consoles, killing a lot of enemy characters. But I captured, I want to say, 12 consoles, and it only gave me XP or credit for capturing 2 of them. Yeah.
And so we haven't figured out how to beat that yet. It happens kind of randomly, so that's kind of a killer for Goldeneye mode. So if you run into that, that might be kind of a bummer. But leveling up tends to slow down around level 20. You don't really get as much experience points for everything. I think in like most Call of Duty games, you get experience points for getting up and taking a piss during a match. So with this one, you don't get you still get a lot, but it's not as much. You get like 10 points at a time. You don't get like 50 points at a time. Where like on a Call of Duty, you can end up each match you can end up at least 1,000 experience points. Where in this one, you can end up maybe 200. So around level 20, it does kind of slow down. This kind of makes it problematic because a lot of the better weapons and gadgets it takes longer to get. And did feel some of the multiplayer levels had some dark spots. Too dark. What were your favorite modes and what were your favorite levels, do you think?
Favorite modes?
Your favorite modes. You already said what your favorite level is. Go ahead. And what's your favorite mode do you find yourself playing a lot of?
Team conflict.
Yep.
I'm used to the old deathmatch.
Yeah. See, again, a lot of people will fall back on that. I have found myself swaying towards hero mode.
That is very good too.
Which is kind of fun playing as a hero, and it's kind of...
It's kind of a team deathmatch type of thing, because you still have your teams.
Yep, it's still your teams.
But you get your hero, which can do a little more damage.
And if you kill the enemy hero, you get more experience. So
Yes.
That's my way of leveling up a lot. And I do enjoy Goldeneye when it works properly, and when you have a team that works properly, because it depends on it. So, All right, we're to the overall. There's some great sound in this game, great presentation. This thing has definitely lived up to the hype. It's not just a cash-in on the Goldeneye name, like a lot of people were saying. It's the best first-person shooter I played on the Wii. Would you say?
I'll agree. I've played some Call of Duty. I've played Medal of Honor, and didn't like either one. I had to go back to the PC.
Yeah. Well, you were forced to use a Wii remote and nunchuck. So.
Well, that too.
You weren't a big fan of that.
No,
so.
I like the controller.
But it would be great on any system, I would think. I know a lot of people say stuff like, "Oh, this is a great first-person shooter on the Wii." You know, they said a lot of that with the Conduit. But I think even if this came out on the Xbox 360, the PC, the PS3, I think it would be just as awesome. I think it is. And despite some of the problems, it is a worthy successor, not a replacement, classic GoldenEye game on the N64. It should be played by everyone who is a first-person shooter fan, not just a Bond fan. That's my personal feelings. Anything else you want to add about this game that you've been obsessed with as much as me?
I like the graphics a lot better than any of the other first-person shooters I've seen on the Wii, especially even including the last Call of Duty. I don't have Black Ops yet.
Yeah,
hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. But from what I've seen on videos and screenshots, it does look even better than the Call of Duty ones. But that's on the Christmas list. So, hey, that's it right there. I think I've touched on everything. Overall, this is a great experience, like I said. Go out, buy it, enjoy it. And thank you, Mad Dog, for coming through and helping me with this. And as always, I want to hear back from you guys. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on my IGN. Follow me on YouTube. Do all that. Please, leave your comments. What did you think of the game? What did you think of the review? Till next time, game fans, this is Twitch. Keep playing.